Good morning, Metaverse. I'm Thor with the Red Hand, and to start off today, I want to apologize real quick on the inconsistency of my last several videos. I do this for fun, but I do appreciate consistency with videos. And in the last several weeks, I've been in IRL. I've been dealing with some major projects that I was in charge of and had to focus some extra time on. And so releasing those videos have been a little bit slower or off the date, but I'm really trying hard to get back to that Tuesday and Thursday release schedule that I enjoy, and hopefully that makes it easier for everybody else. So with that said, today I want to talk about some of the items that have been gone over in the last town hall, and the other content creators that are out there. A great job that they have done with covering the town hall and the real important aspects of it. Metaverse Nomads, Metaverse Explorer, Lloyd from the club, and Hologram. They have done a really good job of covering those items, but there are a few things that I noticed kind of slip below the radar, and I wanted to talk about those. And bring them back to the forefront to make sure that everybody keeps those in their line of sight. And there were so many big updates and things to be looking forward to in the coming weeks, that I don't want those smaller but also important things to be overshadowed. So let's get into that and talk about the nitty gritties. I want to talk about is actually DAC management, and that is something that Michael Wagner mentioned in the town hall. It's not being released as of yet, but they did bring it up, and so we should start focusing more and more on the details as they're released. But things like multi-sig wallet managements, the ability to promote and demote members of your DAC to have it actually registered in a specific location related to Star Atlas. All those things are going to be make it a lot easier for guilds to coordinate and organize. And some of those infrastructure items, like the multi-sig wallet and the promotions and that type of thing, are going to be great for specifically the smaller guilds that may not have programmers that can write code and to custom websites the way some of the larger guilds have and have done really neat things with. But those smaller guilds will be able to lean a little bit on the infrastructure provided by the development team, and I guess sort of catch up or be on a playing field that is a little bit more engaging with some of the larger their guilds and encourage more diversity in the ecosystem. I think that's all going to be good for the ecosystem. And so I look forward to that when the organization page is something that we can look through, much like the faction stats. And hopefully these stacks start to represent a little bit more accurately what the community looks like. Next, I want to talk about player profiles and the solutions that Michael Wagner and Brett talked about in the town hall. The items and challenges that the community was going to be facing inevitably, that this player profile system seems to address quite straightforward and simply. And so both being a simple solution, simple transaction, and also a low impact on the blockchain, I think are both really good attributes to have. And so the way the player profile will work is you can have multiple wallets. So I can have multiple wallets here. Say I had 2 or 3 different wallets, and of different sizes. Maybe it is one's for ships and one's for Polis. Maybe you've staked your Polis and Atlas at different time frames, and that creates a challenge for the logistics of managing all of those. And so now you'll be able to manage multiple wallets under one player profile. And so the logistics of that makes it a lot simpler. And then also you can adjust and change the authorizations that you give to the different wallets, so that one wallet I can have holding my major assets. I can buy and sell assets with that wallet, but then another wallet I would, and that would probably be a hardware wallet, something that's super secure that I have to punch in a code in order for the transactions to happen. Another wallet I could have set up as maybe a hot wallet, and this is one that is in game. I play this and have auto sign on it, and it can operate in the game very smoothly, but I don't give it the authorization to buy or sell assets. It only has authorization to do those simple transactions. And in that way, I'm able to play the game more fluidly, and then in a different wallet, but still easily managed by the same profile, so I can hold those assets securely, and do the higher level transactions under that. And so the concept is really great, and the ability to scale it out, but at the same time manage the larger amount of wallets, I think is actually going to function well. I'm interested to see how it works once we actually get to play around with it and try to break things. But I think it has a good possibility for success. So that is definitely something that I wanted to bring up and say great job to the development team for coming up with these kinds of solutions. Next, I want to talk about the wallet connect aspect. And so every time that we go on a different um, user interface for be it the marketplace or the Star Atlas websites, the DAO, you have to connect your wallet. And Michael Wagner was talking about a little more streamlined version of that to be able to make that more streamlined for the user. And I'm actually interested to see some of those updates, because I have been very impressed, at least happily impressed, with the way that they have made these small updates, the way that they ordered the different access points for, say, the DAO, the core fleet viewer, the way that they've organized it on the websites. This is quality of life type things that have made it simpler for new users and current users to enjoy. So that was an update that I'm looking forward to see how that works, how you connect and make that function better. And in Web3, that's always something that you're looking for better solutions for. And just a final note of some of the smaller item is dark mode will be made available shortly. And so people that look at screens a lot, dark mode is actually a really big deal. So I wanted to bring that up. That's another cool thing that's going to be happening. Next thing I want to talk about is the Treasury. And this is the Polis DAO Treasury, which has been building this entire time through fees in Score. And we have built up a significant amount of assets. We will be able to see that this coming soon. Will ultimately show the actual state of the Polis DAO Treasury, and what we as a community are able to utilize in order to enact PIPs, and we can submit those PIPs as suggestions and take action with that. So to be able to see that, any kind of true management needs the transparency of what the Treasury is working with, not just the council member to know the details, but every citizen of Star Atlas can know where the Treasury sits, and then also see the spend tracker. There would be a spend tracker to see exactly what those assets have been spent on, and so any member can be the auditor of the DAO and to have oversight to make sure that the community is using those funds wisely. and that the funds were used for what the community actually voted on. So that's great. The transparency is wonderful. And then the rewards trackers, the emissions that is already designated for emissions, and if the DAO decides to change those emissions over time or in the future, to be able to view that on a regular basis will give the community members that really care about that type of thing a lot more insight, and the ability to make these proposals to effectively govern the DAO. And so, opening up some more of these aspects, not just the locker, but the treasury and proposal tabs are going to be a big deal, yeah, coming up in the future. The next thing I'm going to talk about is the showroom and the updates and new aspects to the version 2, which is going to be demoed out at the event Breakpoint in Lisbon. And the Star LS has an opportunity to showcase that and showcase the development up to this point with the version 2, in the fact that it now has multiplayer aspect, and so you can set up your own instances and have groups, your guilds meet up in the showroom, which I think as far as a social aspect is awesome. That's really going to be cool to start getting your guild together and be helpful to have community and regularity to it. And then also, really, I would say one of the biggest milestones at this point is the racetrack and the ability to take your X4 spacecraft and go on a racetrack that's part of the showroom. And then there's going to be a leaderboard and everything. So real competition, real gameplay. For all the doubters that were saying there's not even gameplay here, there's no game. We finally have the gameplay. That's huge. That's absolutely huge. And for all the people that were hopeful, this is the thing that everybody was hoping for, and since the last 4 to 6 have been hearing about. Now, the thing that was a little bit above my expectations was the fact not just racing, but we also have player versus environment dogfight combat area. And so that's really exciting to be able to go out and actually fire the weapons and get some combat experience. It's PvE, and everybody wants to get to the PvP place, but this is a great milestone, huge jump, and really gives us sort of two different ways to play and enjoy and test out, and to train our skills. So that is a huge mile marker, and definitely worth making another mention, even though it's been covered by a lot of other content creators. So just tons and tons of stuff coming out from this last town hall, and a lot of fun to get all that information. I want to encourage everybody to go onto the Star Atlas Discord and to check out the governance page and start talking more about the governance aspects of Star Atlas. Also, go to the announcements. There were a couple big announcements and community based things that you're going to want to check out. One, there is the town hall survey, which just quick questionnaire to help them make the town halls a little bit more tailored to what the community wants from those town halls. I think they're doing a great job. I think they're moving in the right direction in most standpoints. But I filled out that survey. You get some more updates and some really cool updates on the Fimbule Lobby and just the detail that's coming out with in-game graphics. That is really cool. And then, the browser-based Scream and their graphics, quality graphics for the browser-based game. I'm happily surprised, and I'm excited to get to play that first version of Scream and get involved in that. And then the Atlas Star is released, and keep up to date with the Medium posts. And again, the content creators like the Hologram are really good at keeping this information up. The Oni Times, really, I can't give enough kudos to the community and the people that have really taken what is hear from the development team, the Star Atlas core group, and expanded it. So definitely stay involved and check those items out, fill out the surveys, and help develop the community even more. Because there is some real stuff getting done here, and I'm feeling good. I'm very excited for the future of Star Atlas, and hopefully this was helpful. Don't worry about liking or subscribing, but if you know somebody that would find this stuff fascinating, that would find this video interesting, answer some questions for them, maybe pop up a few new questions, then share it with them. If you could do that, then today was a good day. Good morning, Metaverse.